Good day, lords and ladies of the internet. I am your host, the Parafox Archangel, the English gentleman of the internet, and I welcome you back to the Library of Ruina, where today they have released a new abnormality for Chesed. Now, we've all been wondering, what is going to be Chesed's next abnormality, considering it's the Scarecrow, the Woodsman, and then the Lion and Dorothy. So, we're gonna find out today, because I have no idea who Ozma is. So, come forth, Ozma! Show me who the hell you are! Are you the... I'm Ozma. A single person took everything away from me. You're the Wicked Witch of the West. Supposedly. All I have left now are these children. And I'm seeing you guys don't say anything either. All I have left now are these children. Do you really only have the 3 things to say? Oh, it looks like it. Alright, let's look at the little guys first. Stolen Power uses the combat pages of Librarian with Oblivion. Okay. Who's the real deal? One of the jacks that awaken is real. The rest are fakes. Whenever a Librarian with Oblivion hits the real jack, it gives back a combat page that was stolen from them. The screen blinks when the real jack is hit. This is going to be an absolute horror show for me, isn't it? Steal or be stolen. After the Librarian with Oblivion hits the real jack 9 times, all jacks die. Okay. If the condition isn't fulfilled within 3 scenes of Oblivion being applied, the Librarian with the status is turned into a pumpkin next scene. That's cruel. Afterwards, the real Jack transforms into Jack Revived and permanently uses the key page and combat pages of the Librarian that had Oblivion. Alright. Revive. On the first scene, uses combat pages that awaken all Jacks and inflict Oblivion on a Librarian. Afterwards, follows a unique pattern of behavior that cycles every 4 scenes. Agony of Deprived. After a Librarian with Oblivion is restored from the status, all resistances of this character change to Fatal at the start of the next scene and uses a mass attack page. The next incident of this pattern takes 1 less restoration to activate. Okay. Grief of the Deprived. After 2 cycles have passed, all stagger damage resistances of this character change to Fatal at the start of the next scene uses an extremely powerful mass attack page. Alright. So, summon all jacks, noted, and use Oblivion. Okay, so you're the one getting Oblivion, are you, Chesed? I'm not sure how happy I am about that, but I am willing to wait and see all the same. I kind of feel like I want Maxium to be the one equipped with the... Really? You got this sucky cards for this round? I kind of want Maxium to be the one to get Oblivion, but I don't entirely understand it yet, so... No real point trying to stop it, I suppose. Alright, so we clearly can't do anything to you, really. So, do I want one person with really weak cards? Jack of the North gains 1 haste each scene. Jack of the East deals +3 damage for stagger attacks. Gain Jack of the West and Jack of the South. Okay. Well, not found. Oh, so you lose all your combat pages too. Huh. If that's the case, then... As that's the case, I definitely feel like the best tactic for me is to just basically ignore this lady. You're going to attack that one and that one because it'll flicker if it's the right. I want you to feel it all the same. The misery of forgetting it all. Losing it all. I want... Well, you're certainly making me feel that way. That's for sure. It's a good thing you pretty much have nothing but really expensive cards as well, is all I can say. Actually. Okay, let's see how this works out. Go. No screen flicker, you're not the real one. No screen flicker, you're not the real one. Screen flicker, you're the real one. Okay. Now then. They did change these cards. And I think Harvest would be very useful right now. On Chesed. So. Basically everyone's attacks are on Chesed, which we don't want. Not in the slightest. You're doing Daring Decision with +3 strength. Dear Lord, help us. You've got 3 paralysis and 3 bound, somehow. You've actually also got 3 paralysis. So me Daring Decisioning you shouldn't actually have a problem. It's this lady that's doing nothing but attack Chesed, which is the problem. Okay. So, Chesed will take a little bit of damage this turn, but not too much. In fact, he may actually just flat out kill all the jacks before they get a chance to do anything. Might also be a thing. So, let's see how this actually... Alright, yeah. I never even thought about the fact they all act first. Because Chesed was slow. Right, all the jacks should be dead now, right? Or not, because of the fact I didn't attack them using this. Okay. After the librarian with the real jack with Oblivion hits the real jack 9 times, all jacks will die. I've done that. I've hit him 9 times. Because I hit him 3 times with this not found originally. I hit him 3 times with the not found again, and then with Daring Decision. I've hit him 3 times. What the fuck? Or is it just random which one's the real jack each time? Because if that's the case, that's fucking retarded. One, 2, 3. They should all be dead now. Right? I think it's broken. I think it's broken. Yeah, that is broken. Because I did it. I flat out did it. I hit the boss 9 times. Okay. Let's try this again. And not have the game fuck me over this time. Hmm? Yeah. Sounds like a good idea. You failed to hit any of us with that powder of life. Well done. Right. Apparently we all got whatchamacallit somehow. I don't actually know how we managed to do that. So, you are going to do the same thing as you did last time and do that. You are going to intercept one of these. The question is, which one would be best for you to intercept? Probably one of those guys'. Alright, so let's do this, guys. Ouch. How the fuck did you fail that? It's not you. Got it. It is you. 1, 2, 3. Right, I've hit it 3 times now. All in confirm? 3 times. Now then. Now, Chesed is going to hit it another 3 times. Meaning he should get all of his combat pages back, or something along those lines. Right? If he doesn't, something is not being explained to me properly. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you! You did it right this time! Excellent! Should I just ground smash it now? I'm very tempted to just ground smash, but I feel actually attacking with proper cards would be a more effective way of dealing damage. I won't forgive this. You're no better than that wizard! What wizard? Who are you? Who the hell actually are you, madam? Well, let's just beat into her then. Especially as she's got Mark on, she's going to take an awful lot of damage. Wow. Well, I didn't expect her to just flat out die like that. That's the power of Nikolai's mark, I suppose. What do we have here then? Power of the past. Increase the cost of combat pages by 1. All dice gain 3 to 4 power. That, good lady, is exactly why I have an Emma in Chesed's floor. And that Emma is the one that's doing all of the abuse with Ogre's page. Oblivion. Add an Oblivion page to hand. Cost 3, on play, exhaust immobilized for this scene. Cannot be targeted. At the end of this scene, recover 40% max HP, up for a max of 48, and fully restore light. Useful. Powder of Life. When a librarian takes lethal damage, nullify it and recover 20% max HP. Can only activate once per reception. Is that per librarian or in total? Well, that's pretty damn cool. You don't actually have any in the form of particularly many green or awakenings, do you, Chesed? I'm gonna guess these are gonna have to be awakened. All of the wizard, as I'm assuming's cards would have to be awakenings. Right, that means I'm also now going to have to figure out something else to do for the episode, because I can't leave it there. Well, considering I have time now, let's do what last week's special invitation was, shall we? Can't wait to see what this is going to be, from everything I've heard about it being quite interesting. Let us have a look and see who comes to the library after the Red Mist, of all people. Well, that was a thing that I immediately read. Ilori, the Purple Tear. Why, you managed to up the ante pretty quickly, Kid in Blue. It's all thanks to your advice, my dear mentor. Without your help, I couldn't have come this far or joined hands with this wonderful crew of allies. Come on, you're flattering me. You're not the type to say such things. Wouldn't you like to join us? Sorry, but I'm not cut out for music. Sorry, but I'm not cut out for music. I'm scared now. I'm actually terrified. Which one are we gonna fight? That's a pity. I'd love to return the favor somehow. You were the only one who showed me the light when I was lost, dear mentor. Honestly, I thought you were little more than some deranged maniac until you came to me. So she's more deranged. So the deranged maniac thinks she's the deranged maniac. That kind of puts your sanity into question, Miss Purple Tear. Is every single color just fucking insane? My, you've got no brakes on your mouth. So, how are things going for you? The Puppeteer, Blood Red Knight, Herud de Loop, Yesterday's Promise, the leader of the Church of Gears, the 8 o'clock Circus, the Musicians of Bremer, the Crying Children, and one of the 8 chefs. I've gathered the members so sweetly. And we've nourished the library just as you advised. You were so quick about it, it's almost obese at this point. I'm so excited, you see. I can finally be myself soon enough. I was lonely, to tell you the truth, so painfully lonely. The loneliness born from the belief that we could never understand each other. The two of you suffered terrible things at such a young age, so the bond between you both must have been even more special. You're right, I had thought the only reason I lived was because my sister was alive. Because Angelica hadn't died yet. But even after Angelica left me, I was terribly lonely, yet I wanted to live. I just couldn't give up my life with my own hands by any means. Then I had a realization. I was just suspending the inevitable. That I had merely put the meaning of my life on Angelica and run from it. The performance that will soon echo through the city will be my journey to seek the meaning to live and be the proof of my life. All of us will be freed from loneliness. What? It's a farewell to this gloomy and solitary city. Like the pianist, all of us can become one and perform together. That's touching. A dirge for Angelica. Yes, you said the power of the distortion will be needed if I want to spread the beautiful melody Angelica showed me through every corner of the city. Thanks to that advice, I managed to form a wonderful crew. So, we know that distortion, the strength of a distortion, is based on the person themselves. We know what the red mists, because a distortion is basically ego. We know what the power of the red mist's ego is in her hands when she is the red mist. So, how terrifying is it going to be to see him turn into a distortion? Because I'm assuming that's where it's pointing at this point. Take a look at the members of the ensemble, Dementor. They can't be compared to the humans corroded by the city. They were abandoned, scorned, struggled in anguish and sorrow after what they cherished was taken from them. But they didn't give up. They clawed their way out of the deep, dark abyss and found their truest forms. True strength can only be pulled out of the filthy, fathomless pits of despair. Nothing could rival such beauty, don't you agree? With a crew like this, I'll be able to inscribe that tone into every part of the city once again. While I get that your mind is brimming with enthusiasm, it's not a one game yet, though, is it? You still have to take the library's light in your own hands. Ha 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 ha! Ah, you're right. I was elated like a little child for a moment, even though it's still not in my grasp. With it not in my grasp yet. That light, I could almost touch it, but not quite snatch it. Elori, dear, I'm curious about why you live on. Haven't you lost all meaning to your life ages ago? I'm pretty sure you're lonelier than most. Yet you still refuse to join us. That's harsh, kid. I do have at least one reason to live, you know. I wonder if that's true that you know everything, dear mentor. I'm grateful from the bottom of my heart for you coming to me and helping us prepare our performance. I thought you were helping me out of pity. I believed you were motivated by pure sympathy for me. But the person in our hearts is bawling at us, telling us that is not true. The person in your heart? Yes, she speaks to me in such a wondrous and clear voice. A voice I'd never ever heard in this world. Now, Elori, could she be speaking the truth? Then, what's the true motive behind my dear teacher's assistance? Dunno. My guess is as good as yours. Maybe looking at you reminded me of my son. What? Ah, Elori, you're such a tearjerker. Your son died more than 40 years ago. That puts you at least in your 60s, then. Probably. Yeah, at least in your 60s, I would say. You look very good for being over 60. What's your true motive in helping me? I thought you'd always remain a dorky, naive little kid. Looks like you've grown smarter after making friends and stuff, huh? I just needed to give you a helping hand so I could reach a place I wanted to go. A place you want to go, is it? Where could you be wanting to go so desperately to treat me with such kindness? You have the ability to jump between dimensions. You should be able to go anywhere and know anything with ease. She can do fucking what now? Kid, this power isn't as easily abusable as you might think. Enough of this fluff. I want you to stop living anymore, Elori. What? I want you to stop living anymore, Elori. You knew I was going to do this, didn't you? What is my all-knowing mentor going to do now, I wonder? For your information, even you will have a hard time escaping the thick layer of barriers I've set up. Pipe organ. Okay, you've got quite the list of people right there. That brain of yours you put to work was far inferior to my thought gears. Harp? How about I tear her arms and legs before she can think about running away? Viola. Where's Philip? Is that Philip? Wait, is that there Philip? You've lost something precious to you. Surely you can understand us. Cello. Aha! How about a snake show drenched in strawberry sauce? The fleshy fruit will make an explosive display. Clarinet. I'm not even going to try and copy that. Horn, tuba, trombone. I'm guessing you're Elena. Oh wait, yes, Elena, the one from the warp train. What am I thinking right there? I wonder what your veins taste like. First violin. It's no good eating 'em raw, sister. I'll make a fine pasta out of her veins once you get 'em out. Roast sauce will go well with it. Ha 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 ha. Percussion. Leave some flesh and bones for me. My puppetry isn't done yet. And second violin. Ilori, we don't need you anymore. That's funny. Well, it might have been but a brief moment to you guys, but for me it was a long and variable time. Please don't talk nonsense all of a sudden. Now I have places to be. Sir Agria, she has the invitation. Stop her! Ilori, let me ask you one question. Angela, you have a guest waiting at the door. Can you sincerely not hear her mesmerizing voice? That's why he's been recruiting distortions. I'm starting to see why he's been up to his crazy antics now. What's with that face? Anything bothering you? They said they're after the library's light. That means their aim overlaps with ours. I guess so. Are you scared that they'd steal it from you? No, you and the other librarians are handling receptions well enough. I have much faith in you. Though I would be lying if I said I had no fear. You can say that you don't trust us enough. That's not it. Something's different. Your attitude being one of those differences. You were full of pride when Arcorp challenged us. Heck, you were pretty much confident. Heck, you were confident pretty much all the time. Thank you. Words. You're right. I wonder why. Most of the guests we've greeted so far had a vague purpose. They only sought to earn the books and get back. Not to have the books themselves, either. Most were planning to give them to their superiors, such as the leader of the syndicate or the higher-ups of an association. Of course, all of it was done on the premise that it'd ultimately bring happiness to themselves. But the ensemble is different. They have a clear objective, and their goal is the same thing I seek. There's a considerable contrast between those who act in the interests of others and those who act strictly for themselves. I never had to worry about it being taken in the past, but the situation has changed now, hasn't it? So, what I'm getting at is that they scare you because their goal is taking the thing you're gathering, and not because they might be too strong? Yes, now that theft has become a concern of mine thanks to them. Phew, that was a close call. Age hasn't stopped my heart from still being so excitable. That aside, this place handles transportation pretty gently, unlike how I do it. Greetings, dear guest. Everyone and their mothers heard about you and your library by now, so let's skip the introductions. Since you probably saw what was going on out there, you have a basic idea of how things went, yeah? You're rather knowledgeable. Look at the state of the library. Guess I didn't have to worry so much. And you seem to be making steady progress towards becoming a human, too. All thanks to that kiddo being too quick to set up the stage, huh? Then why are you helping me? Helping you? You ensured the steady growth of the library in substance. Am I wrong? I just couldn't leave the kid in Blue be. You want us to make sure that Blue Sicko and his friends can't get their hands on the library's power? Take it however you will, and extract a book from me. It'll be pretty helpful. I have a fair amount of info in my head. You're asking to be killed nonchalantly. Are all colours out of their minds? Of course I'm not. I'll fight with all my strength. If you can't best this old woman, I'll ruin the library in my own way. Although I can't completely kill you, I do have a number of ideas for breaking a being that has become quite close to human. I get what you're saying. Why don't you cut the nonsense and get inside now? The director of the library, where countless bits of knowledge are accumulated, wants to part with her past memories. What irony. Just focus on finding your book. Gee, aren't you cold? But if that's what the library director says, I've gotta listen. Oh, and one more thing. May you find your book in this place. Whoops, there she goes. I wanted to hear more about the kid here. He seemed pretty unstable back then. Still, I guess he also played a part in helping the library expand so much, huh? Alright, let's see how great this library place is, shall we? I'm terrified. I'm bloody terrified. Why don't you have any pages? Shimmering. At the start of all scene, exhaust all pages in hand and deck. Add new pages to hand. Fully restore light each scene. Yada yada, same as normal. When a die this character plays rolls the minimum, re-roll it. Activates once per die. Okay. What's your minimum? 2. Interesting. Dimension Walker. When HP drops to 350, forcefully end the act and move to another floor. HP cannot drop below 350 before this occurs, once per reception. At a regular interval, change the stance to one of the following: slash, pierce, blunt, and guard. After changing stances, dice of the type representing the current stance gain +1 power for the scene. Okay. Interesting. Can we just get to burning you to a crisp, Miss Purple Tear? Because that's how I normally go with these things. How many dice do you have? 3? That's awfully small. Since we have time, let's slowly warm up. Okay. So you're doing piercing to start off with. Inflict 3 bleed next scene and the scene after. Inflict 1 feeble. Right. Okay. You've got bonus slashing this scene, right? Yeah. Interesting. I'm not convinced I want you to attack this scene, because I highly doubt that Unlock can beat one of those block dice, and you are the fastest character here. So, let's just see how this goes. Piercing stance. Pierce dice gain +2 power. Well, fuck. What am I attacking you with? That's not gonna work. Then again, I can do that just to get the whatchamacallit. Actually, considering your piercing is going to be that bloody bad, how about I do that? That way, she takes all the piercing damage, which she is resistant to, because there's no fucking way in hell we can ever win a duel. So, yeah, let's try this. No. Just make the woman bleed a lot, please. 666. Well done. She's now become Satan. Combat start. When inflicting bleed using combat pages this scene, inflict 1 additional stack. Well, why do you get that twice? Out of interest. Malkuth is not attacking this scene. Flat out, full stop. Right, Malkuth, take your rest. You're gonna need it. That fiery waltz might be able to dodge something. You've technically got the advantage for the second attack, at the very least. So, yeah. Let's go, guys. Good. Excellent! I love you, my Mr. Tank! Holy crap, you actually did it! How the crap Christ did you manage that? Yes, yes, I knew he was gonna bleed then. Alright, well. Now you're slashing. Deal an additional 50% damage with attacks. Power affects this die ×2. Interesting. So, that gets +2, that gets +3, that gives +4, and that's dealing ×2, so +10? Power you're getting that, so 15, meaning the only way I could possibly beat that is maybe with the Dragon Fist's second attack, which I'm not getting yet. Your slashing does not do much. Okay, let's work on that basis. The slashing doesn't do much. You're immune to slashing all the way. She might do 50% extra damage, but just take it all the same. All of your slashing gets +5 power this scene, which is kind of absurd. Meaning, there's probably literally no point to dueling this turn with you. At all. Is there? I mean, that's 7 to 11. That attack. Meaning, fervid emotions could work. Okay, she's got 1 counter dice. The fact that I'm actually legitimately thinking it's probably better to just tank every single attack she does to us than actually try and avoid an attack kinda says something, really. Let's see, that'll inflict 12 burn, which is a lot. That will inflict 4 burn. You're not attacking because you have too much bleed. I'm debated whether you should attack, because you do have an awful lot of bleed on you right now. But it does get reduced every time, so you'll take 8, then approximately 5, then maybe 3. You attack for the sake of attacking and getting cards. Glop, you just tank it. Okay, guys, go! I don't know what I expected then. Ha! Screw your counter dice! Burn! Burn! Burn in the depths of hell! I don't know why you just get +1 strength and everything per turn. Oh, you've got both of these immediately, do you? Why? Alright, you're doing the +2 power again. You got +2. So basically, it's almost the same, except you've got... whatchamacallit. 4 power instead of 5. Which means that's 6 to 10. Alright, let's try this one. Yeah, she did some damage. Big whoop. Ouch. Okay, little more whoop when it comes to something like that. There's a reason I made sure he got that attack off first. I just need to burn you down to a for a single scene, recover 15% max HP. I'll give that to Leaf. You're now blocking. Remove status ailments. What? Types of offensive dice on this page change to types that the target is weakest against. That's rather just cruel. We can't actually hurt you now. Your blocking dice is too powerful because whatchamacallit, 5 to 10 plus 2, so 7 to 12. The only one who has a chance of bypassing that is him. and it's probably not worth trying to. So you know what? You. Just be the tank that I know you are. And now you're doing bludgeoning. Okay. Combat start. Deal 2 bonus damage with blunt attacks this scene. Okay, that's bad. But you will fall below. I could just end the scene because you are going to fall below 350 by the end of this scene, so it doesn't really matter too much. Glob is getting double attacked. Deal 50% bonus stagger with blunt attacks. I'm pretty sure Glob is dead. So let's just beat into her and see what I can get. Ha-ha! Yeah, bye-bye, Glob. Now, if we inflict as much burn as possible, will you take that burn at the end of the scene when everything changes? Is the question. Don't choose which floor for me, please. Especially this floor, which I've discovered is garbage. Fuck. So you've got 2 attacks on you, you've got 2 attacks on you, you've got 1 attack, and you don't have any fucking cards? What? This game's done it again. I keep setting up her cards, but it refuses to save them. Okay. You are cannon fodder. Turkey, I am sorry, but you are cannon fodder now. You have taken up the position of cannon fodder. He's got 2 attacks on him, he's got 2 attacks on him. Turkey has 1 and can intercept 1. So which is the most important to intercept? Maybe that one, because it does 2 attacks. Technically, we want to clash even if we're going to lose, is the thing. Because then we just get emotion that we need. So, go. She still has a stagger point, meaning she's still... Why? Okay, now she's staggered. Okay. Main thing is, the cards that allow us to draw are the ones that hit, which are the important bits. You're now doing Piercing Mirage Storm. Really? Whenever you've got everyone staggered? Seriously? Are you that fucking much of a prick? I doubt we can avoid the second attack. When inflicting status ailments using combat pages, inflict twice as many. Turkey is doing her role well as doing her job as cannon fodder pretty damn well, so well done, Turkey. Right. Okay. Goodbye, Turkey. You did well. In the end. And now the music starts up. What are you doing now? Well, you're not doing the mass attack again. You're taking a violet blade, which more than likely means you are probably fucking dead. Meaning, the best thing you can do is probably intercept all the other attacks. This is a throwaway floor in the first place, which is kind of unfair. You've got 2 counter dice, which is quite annoying. Meaning, Yesod, how are you going to counter those counter dice? Alright. Let's see how this works. Goodbye, you died. Fuck. Excuse you, why does she have 2? That's not how the counter dice work anymore. They don't get to keep them. They have never been... They don't get to keep them anymore. Doesn't matter if we win or die. They don't get to keep them. That's the rule. I guess you guys might as well just try again and just keep burning her. And get back to burning her, mightn't you? And see how well this goes. Really? She's on blunt again? Seriously? We do also have an ego page here, which will help. Alright. This has a potential to actually be very, very helpful. So, your very last attack is going to be leap, just so you can draw more cards. You're going to sturdy defense, that, which will allow you to negate the first attack, stopping her from recovering stagger. You can then bulky that to stop it from, well, stop both of them from attacking him. Malkuth, can you do anything versus that? You get +3 power, so it's 8 to 11, and the other thing. So, answer is more than likely no. So our role here today is basically to sing the song Burn Baby Burn. Okay, guys. Then let's get ready to burn baby burn. Right? Fuck, I forgot about that. But you do have the ego gifts, which is nice. Causing her to both burn and bleed. I forgot about the counter dice. Well, you didn't get the extra card like I wanted you to, which is annoying, but... Right, 40-odd burn in the first turn. You're now mass attacking. Fuck. You know what? You can counter that because... Alright, guys, let's see how well this goes. This ought to go absolutely trash, honestly. This will probably more than likely go absolutely trash. Thought as much. I mean, we're still partially alive. She's still gonna burn. So thank you, Leaf, for surviving. Just means she's gonna take another round of burning. And a boom. Right. Now then. Do I use Hod to abuse her and make her bleed? Or use Netzach, which is a lot more reliable? Because of punishment. Yes. Well, you're taking an awful lot of damage this turn, aren't you, Insomnia? Alright, I expect this to go absolutely horribly. Let's go, guys. Boom! Mind whip them! And you have now been eaten. Oh dear God. I'm gonna have to fight that again, aren't I? Well, at least I got 2 of her books. Did anyone else get any ego pages? No, 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 damn. The Purple Tear. That was the name of a color. She was quite competent indeed. The ability to jump between dimensions. The Purple Tear didn't appear to be interested in getting books. She came here because she didn't want the Blue Reverberations band ganging up on her. If she took shelter here to avoid death, I'm sure she could have thought of other ways to live. Yet the Purple Tear fought to the end, ultimately becoming a book. She said peculiar things like telling me to turn her into a book. Why was that, I wonder? Wanting to avoid the reverb ensemble could be a superficial reason. The real reason the purple tear entered this place will be carried to the bookshelf with her. And, you know, the power might not be all omnipotent. I'm pretty sure there was a reason she couldn't just leave here. Maybe there's some kind of barrier surrounding this place? A barrier? No guest that has been invited to this place could maintain composure until the last moment, like the purple tear did. She was treated like an all-knowing sage. She might have been aware of her own future, at least. Could she have the knowledge about the library as well? Beats me. Even if the purple tear did know about it, there's nothing she can do for it since she turned into a book now. Yeah, you're right. You seem kinda unnerved as of late. I suppose that's part of the process of becoming a human. When people feel anxiety, they tend to buckle up and prepare more thoroughly for what's to come, you see. This is one of those times. It could be a chance for you to think deeper about things. And grow as an individual? Never mind, I appreciate your hard work dealing with Akala. He did nothing, he never took part in it. I get that inviting powerful guests will promote the library's growth, but... boy, receiving a couple more colors or people on that level is gonna tire the whole library out. You still do a good job every time. I want to say thank you to you and all the other librarians, Roland. Please sort the books before you go. Alright then. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of pages. Pray, I pray, I pray, I pray. Pray to the heavens above. Give me the legendary cards of which I seek! Oh my god, you actually did! It's right there, purple page. Holy hell! Holy hell! Can I equip all the other cards? Oh my god, I can! They're not exclusive. I'm gonna have to farm her anyway just to turn Hodsfloor into Oblivion Incarnate. Because look at these things. Alright, Hawkma, show me the Purple Tears page. I don't know why I put it on Hawkma. I should have put it on a female. Let's see. Speed 3. No one can... why can't you just give it someone Speed 2? Like, why is it Eugen, the only one with Speed 2? Can assume one of 4 stances. Slash, Pierce, Blunt, and Guard. A different deck can be set for each... set up for each stance. At the start of the act, a random stance is selected. The stance can be changed by paying light. Wait. Oh, god damn. I really can't... holy hell! I wonder if I should give that to someone. I want... Hey, Gabara! I found your lovely... your new stat! I found your new passive! Oh, I'm not actually allowed to give that to someone else. Why does it have a cost then? Just give it cost infinity to show that you can't give it to someone else. That's unfortunate. Completely reasonable, so that you can't just give it to the Red Mist to turn her into Oblivion Incarnate. But still, unfortunate. Well, everyone, it looks like I'm all out of time for today's episode, so what can I say other than thank you all for joining me today. I have been your host, the Parafox Archangel, the English gentleman of the internet, and I hope to see you all again next time. But I'm afraid that until then, it is time for me to bid thee all farewell, good day, and finally, good night.